How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTC Reaper, and my goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading whether the price is going up or down. Ripple further expands into UAE payments provider will use XRP. Just recently, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse drew attention to the global regulatory progress in comparison to the headwinds in the industry is facing. Just recently, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse drew attention to the global regulatory progress in comparison to the headwinds the industry is facing in the United States. One region where crypto is seen as a promising innovation and where the company has already been able to sign high-profile collaborations is in the MENA region, which stands for Middle East and North Africa. And today, a new partner seems to have been added by Ripple. Panus Matthew, Managing Director of Dubai-based Jaclias Exchange. Sorry if I botched all of that. This isn't something Ripple officially announced, but he posted a picture of Ripple and him together with a title, The Leader Blockchain and Crypto Solutions for Enterprises. Although Ripple itself has not released an official confirmation of its new partner, Matthew's wording is quite clear. The company will use the XRP-based technology, ODL, on-demand liquidity, to optimize its cross-border payments within it. Jaclias Exchange is part of Jaclias Group, a multi-billion-dollar global conglomerate and a world-renowned brand in jewelry trading. A payment service provider aims to be one of the leading providers for foreign exchange services in the region. In terms of cross-border payments, Jaclias Exchange's website states that they offer a wide range of remittance solutions at every customer and guarantee the best rates. For this, the payment service provider has established several partnerships that allow quick and easy transfers to any part of the world at the best rates. According to the website, the instant money transfer service allows money to be transferred within minutes through cash withdrawal at various agencies and also through an account withdrawal in selected countries. Moreover, Jaclias Exchange is one of the main agents of the Western Union. It allows customers to send and receive money to more than 200,000 agent locations worldwide. Yeah, not much more there. Hong Kong mulls reopening crypto trading for retail investors. In a new consultation paper, the Securities and Futures Commissions of Hong Kong (SFC) proposed to allow all types of investors, including retail investors, to access trading services provided by licensed VA virtual asset trading platform operators. The proposal recommends that several conditions be met before crypto trading for retail investors is reopened, however, including knowledge and risk assessments, as well as potentially setting limits on how much exposure traders are allowed. SFC identified criteria for which cryptocurrencies would be available for trading too. Trading platforms would be responsible for vetting a team behind a token, as well as marketing materials, legal risks, and to establish how resistant the token's network to common attacks such as a 51% attack it is. 51% attack is like a DAO, where it's supposed to be decentralized, but one person owns 51% of the coin, so it's not really decentralized because one person can do what they want. After that, though, the token pool appears relatively shallow, with the Commission proposing that only large-cap virtual assets be eligible for listing. This is defined by the SFC as tokens which are included with at least 2 acceptable indices, issued by at least 2 independent index providers. There's not really too much more here. It just talks about how there's ETFs and they allow ETF trading. FTX Japan users can resume withdrawing funds tomorrow. Customers of the FTX Japan will be able to withdraw deposits of crypto and fiat currency tomorrow, and Japanese subsidiary bankrupt crypto exchange FTX said Monday. The withdrawal process will be facilitated through Liquid Japan, a crypto trading platform purchased by FTX last spring. The Tokyo-based company stated that customers who are eligible to withdraw their funds have already been notified about the process via email, which requires them to create an account with Liquid Japan to confirm the existing balance of their FTX Japan account. We would like to express our deepest apologies, FTX Japan stated in a blog post. The bankruptcy of our parent company has had a wide range of impacts, and we have had to wait for a long time to resume operations. FTX Japan warned that the withdrawal process may become bogged down by a large volume of customers submitting requests at once. On December 1st, the platform held around 94.5 million in crypto and 46 million fiat currency. Though customers of FTX Japan will soon see some reprieve, customers who did business with other subsidiaries of FTX, like FTX US, remain in limbo as the international exchange works its way through bankruptcy proceedings in Delaware court. Last December, FTX filed a motion to approve a sale of the exchange's 4 subsidiaries. Where do we go? That remained solvent, which included FTX Japan, FTX Europe, Embedded Technologies, and LedgerX. The effort would help raise money to repay creditors who are owed billions of dollars. More recently, the judge overseeing Bankman-Fried's criminal case in the Southern District of New York has weighed an amendment to the FTX founder's bail agreement that would bar him from using electronics completely. We covered that this was a possibility. Looks like they went through with this, due to his use of a VPN and sending encrypted message via an application Signal. Oh, so they did find a little more. Surprised we didn't see an article on Decrypt. We covered it. And the team overseeing the exchange's bankruptcy proceedings warned last Friday that scan tokens likely falsely claimed to represent debt belonging to FTX customers. We did cover that, so if you want to see about I believe they called themselves FUD. Number of Bitcoin whales drops to lowest level since 2019. Bitcoin wallets holding over 1,000 peaked in February 2021. Now the whale pods are dwindling. The number of BTC whales or wallet addresses holding 1,000 or more Bitcoin hit its lowest level since August 19th on Sunday. There were 2,027 whales on Sunday, February 19th, according to crypto analytics service Glassnode. The last time their number dropped this low was August 5th, 2019, when they numbered 2,023. Owning that much Bitcoin at its current price of around 25,000 represents a sizable show of faith in the digital currency, with each whale holding almost 25 million in Bitcoin. That same trend doesn't appear with so-called mega whales, those holding more than 10,000 BTC, representing an investment of 250 million at current prices. There are only 117 of these mega whales, fairly close to the historical highs of 123 in November 22 and 126 in October 2018. However, the number of smaller investors, wallets holding over one coin, has gradually increased over the past 5 years, with some dips despite the dramatic changes in price of the digital currency we've seen in the time period. The number of wallets holding more than one BTC currently sits at 982,000, a solid rise from 814,000 around this time last year and 788,000 in February 2020. Onto the charts. So we're still inside our triangle. We did try to peak out earlier, however we wound up falling flat right after hitting that 25k level again. So 25k is a really strong psychological resistance level that we are seeing. I could even move this line to that level if we want, because we don't really need it here. We have our volume profile and we have this triangle. Our stochastic is just wavering around, so it's kind of just sitting in this higher area, which is kind of bearish and kind of bullish. It suggests that the RSI has a lot of strength, but it is overbought, so it could come down and is due to come down at some point, and it has been pretty high for some time. The RSI is somewhat going down even though we have this strength, so that's a little concerning. Our momentum wave's starting to round off, our money flow is starting to come out, and our VWAP did peak under, however it looks like it's coming back right at that neutral zone. So we could fight for that neutral zone if tomorrow's candle is, or the next couple hours, sorry, I thought we were on the daily, is positive. If we do look at the daily, we did get a pretty good green candle. This is a bullish engulfing candle, so that is a positive sign. We came from the bottom of our volume profile through our point of control. So now it's likely we would retest our point of control and then come back to our high volume profile and then take off from there. However, there's not really too much room to do that inside of our pattern. We do have a red dot possibly printing on our stochastic and RSI as our stochastic wants to make a bearish cross. Our momentum wave is kind of tapering off here. Our money flow is staying pretty constant, but our VWAP is starting to come out. So the medium term trend is starting to lose some steam. We'll want to see that VWAP start to come up and that momentum wave start to curl back up as well. Over on the 4 hour, our VWAP's flat. Doesn't want to break that neutral zone, but doesn't really want to go anywhere. Our money flow is somewhat coming down right now, however, it's just taking a little dip. We've seen that before, so not too concerning looking yet. Our momentum wave's curling. That is kind of concerning. We do have somewhat of a divergence on our momentum wave as we have a lower high and flat price. That's the slight divergence. Nothing to get too excited about though. Stochastic looks like it has a bearish cross, so we could see a little bit of a stochastic dip and RSI dip on this 4 hour as well, which could take us down a little bit, especially with this momentum being so close to breaking. Over on the 2 hour, that's where our momentum did break, however it's starting to come up. So if this 2 hour can start to curl up from here, that would be a positive sign. If we look at the 1 hour, hold on, did we get this on the 2 hour? No. Over on the 1 hour, we got a bullish engulfing candle that rejected a red X, which the red X is a manipulation sign that should have taken us to the downside. This 1 hour is trying to print a green candle, so if we're able to keep above this SMA, we could print this green dot. That VWAP is crossed, and our stochastic is about to make a bullish cross. So if we can keep right here or move above here, that would be a bullish sign, and we could possibly break above to our higher volume profile area, as we have already retested the point of control twice on the hourly. So now we'll look at graph. Mind you, the time frames will be slightly different because it's from a different exchange. I may switch this tomorrow just so it's consistent with everything else until I decide how I'm going to proceed with everything else. We did get a big red candle, but it does have a long lower shadow. A long lower shadow tends to be a bullish candle that can take us up. However, if it gets followed by like a long upper shadow, that can bring us down, or any other kind of bearish setup. Our stochastic is coming down, so our RSI is losing strength. Our RSI is continuing a downward move, and our VWAP is still in this bearish zone, so our trend is still bearish on the daily. Over on the 4 hour, our momentum wave's coming out pretty strongly. Our money flow is in the green, so that is a positive. Our VWAP's kind of dead right here, doesn't really know what to do. And our stochastic did try to come back down, however it looks like it's about to make a bit of a cross back up, and we could see some sort of like a W shape here. If that does happen, that's also known as a double bottom, which could take us, I don't know, roughly... Let's see, our breakout would be here. Could take us right around this 18.5 area. So maybe a little lower, as that's not very connected too well. And this is a very rough line. So it would retest this higher level of this channel. So that would be a bullish sign to see. We would want to see a bounce off of this SMA, and the green SMA start to curl as we move up. Otherwise, if this yellow gets above the green, that could be a bearish sign. You saw right here, stochastic, these SMAs can be lagging, so this one did cross, however we already had dropped. So sometimes with the lagging factor of them, they don't really help too much. That's why I don't really talk too much about them as far as making moves, except using them as supports and resistances when you don't know where you are in a trend. If we zoom out a little bit, we could might be able to connect some. Might be in a pendant here too, like we are in Bitcoin, which if we were, we could possibly see a break to about 26, but I would use other confirmations that you typically would use when looking at this. I wouldn't just go off this triangle alone, because it is a symmetrical triangle still, and being a symmetrical triangle has a 50-50 probability, 50% bearish, 50% bullish. However, it does lean a little more bullish, not very much. It's going to depend mainly on Bitcoin if we can keep above and break that 25k level or not. Over on the 2 hour, you can see our stochastics pretty high, however it's making a bearish cross. We could see it kind of dip and come back up, and then our RSI would kind of start wavering up and making higher highs. That would be positive. Do have a red dot that printed here, a red cross. Could change it to a dot if I wanted. Our VWAP is coming down into the bearish zone, so currently our short-term trend is bearish, and our long-term trend is bearish because our money flow is well into the red here as well. However, that could start to correct if we do manage to bounce off this support, but each touch on this level here does make it weaker. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches, so it is pretty weak right now. However, we are getting near the point of a triangle, so when you get near the point, you're gonna get a lot of touches, and then just a random explosion out of nowhere. Now over on XRP. XRP does have a green dot here on the daily. That is a bullish sign. That is indicative of an uptrend, which did reject a bearish red X, which is a bearish sign. However, our trend is turning bearish. We would want to see this money flow come back up. That way the trend can become bullish again. Our VWAP, our medium-term trend, is coming up, so that is a good sign. And our momentum wave is starting to come up, so that is a good sign as well. Our stochastic's going pretty strongly. It's likely to start to curl and possibly make a bearish cross soon. However, it's just giving our RSI strength like we've talked about previously tonight. Over on the 4 hour, we did get a reversal arrow after going down and then starting to go up, and then we just shot up. So that's why I say a reversal arrow doesn't always mean you're just going to go the opposite way. Like here, we kind of went the opposite way. Sometimes it means your trend is changing. Our momentum wave is starting to curl over here on the 4 hour, so that is slightly concerning. We do have a red dot here, so that's slightly concerning as well. We do have a bearish cross on our stochastic. However, like I said, that could come down, come up, and then we could just give this RSI more room to run, and which would help the daily start to run higher. Over on the 2 hour, our stochastic's starting to come down, but you see it's starting to bend. So like I was suggesting about the curl on the 4 hour, we're starting to see a little bit of that here on the 2 hour. Money flow almost went bearish, however it's starting to curl away. We do have a red dot on our momentum wave, so watch out for that. Our VWAP is in the bearish zone, so we'll want to see that start to curl back up and break that neutral area. If we look over at algo, we are still in our rising channel. Rising channels do tend to break down, so that is one caution I have with this channel. Our stochastic is coming up pretty strong. RSI is coming up pretty strong. Momentum wave is coming up pretty strong. Money flow is really strong as well. So those indicators all look good, but our VWAP is kind of flat, suggesting we may get some sort of short-term cool-off or reversal if our lower time frames don't pick up. 4 hour, you can see we have a red dot with a bearish cross on our stochastic, so like I said, we could get a little bit of a reset. RSI is starting to come down. We have a red dot in our momentum wave here as well. VWAP is coming down, so that's in the bearish zone right now. However, it's likely we could kind of taper off and curl. We'd want to look for that to start to happen here. Over on the 2 hour, you are seeing that start to happen where we're kind of tapering off. We did get a little bit lower, however now we're just going flat again. We could come back up. Money flow is starting to come out on the 2 hour, so that could be a little concerning if we start to edge a little lower. Our stochastic's coming down pretty aggressively. RSI is kind of flat. We did have bearish divergences. However, it doesn't look like they really played out, which that would be a positive sign if we invalidate these bearish divergences and just continue upwards. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a wonderful night.